powerful reminder of the values that form the cornerstone of our democracy: justice, fairness, and an unwavering resolve to uproot corruption at all levels. This is also a day to reflect on the role of Lokpal institution as a guardian of integrity, accountability, transparency, and towards ensuring that the right of every citizen of this country is respected and taken up. And then, ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate this day, it is also a day towards reaffirming and towards reinforcing our collective efforts towards driving transparency, accountability, and integrity in our public services. And as we do so, as we take this path, we are really honored to have the presence of the 51st Honorable Chief Justice of India, Honorable Shri Justice Sanjeev Khanna ji. Ladies and gentlemen, someone who's the guardian of the Constitution, upholding justice, equity, and the rule of law in the world's largest democracy. A distinguished jurist with vast experience as a judge of the Delhi High Court and later as a judge of the Supreme Court, his unwavering commitment to upholding the rule of law and safeguarding constitutional principles has earned him the respect and the admiration of peers and that of legal fraternity. Known for his keen legal acumen, judicial integrity, commitment to justice, administrative prowess, his leadership, ladies and gentlemen, promises to steer the Supreme Court towards further strengthening the foundation of Indian democracy. And helming the Indian judiciary, he, ladies and gentlemen, is a beacon of hope for upholding the ideals of fairness, equality, and justice, ensuring that the judiciary remains an accessible pillar for all its citizens. As we thank him for joining us to lead us and guide us, I would like to invite on behalf of the congregation, Shri Sushil Chandra ji, the Honorable Member Lokpal, to kindly join us here on the dais and express our deep gratitude and appreciation to Honorable CJI as we welcome him by presenting him a sapling. देवी सज्जनों, आप सभी से निवेदन है कि आप सभी हमारा साथ दें हमारे ऑनरेबल सीजेआई का अभिवादन करने के लिए एक सैपलिंग, और आज के इस विशेष अवसर को चिन्हित करता हुआ ये विशेष स्मृति चिन्ह उन्हें अब भेंट किया जा रहा है. A special memento, ladies and gentlemen, being presented to Honorable CJI, sir. Thank you to Shri Sushil Chandra ji. We would also like to welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Attorney General of India, Shri R. Venkataramani ji, a distinguished legal mind whose expertise and dedication to the rule of law have earned him immense respect. With a deep understanding of constitutional principles and a commitment to justice, he plays a pivotal role in advising the government and upholding the integrity of India's legal system. His career reflects a tireless pursuit of fairness and legal excellence, making him a trusted guardian of India's legal framework. उनका स्वागत करने के लिए मैं यहाँ पर मंच पर आमंत्रित करती हूँ Honorable Shri Justice Rituraj Awasthi ji to please join us here on the dais, and we extend our heartfelt gratitude and appreciation and regards to the Honorable Attorney General of India, Shri R. Venkataramani ji, by presenting him the sapling. Thank you, Honorable Shri Justice Rituraj Awasthi ji. Ladies and gentlemen, gracing the dais, we would also like to extend our greetings and welcome Shri Justice N. Santosh Hegde ji. Shri Justice Santosh Hegde ji was appointed as the Solicitor General of India in 1998 and subsequently appointed as the Honorable Judge of the Supreme Court of India in 1999 directly from the bar. He has been conferred with several awards and honors, including the Man of the Year Award by the Times of India in the year 2010 and then in 2011. Bangalore Hall of Fame Award in 2010, Public Service Excellence Award 2011 from the All India Management Association, And then the Sri Ram Jindal Foundation Honor for Exemplary Service in the Field of Social Development 2011. These are just to name a few. As we extend our heartfelt gratitude to him, I would like to request and invite here on the dais Shri Pankaj Kumarji, Honorable Member, Lokpal of India, to kindly extend our greetings and present a sapling to Honorable Shri Justice Santosh Hegde ji. बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद sir. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we would also like to extend our good wishes. We are celebrating the first ever Lokpal Day. So very good greetings to the chairperson, Lokpal, Honorable Shri Justice A.M. Khanvilkar ji, who embodies the commitment, the transparency and accountability. Shri Justice Khanvilkar, ladies and gentlemen, was appointed as a judge of the High Court of Bombay in March 2000. And then elevated as the 21st Chief Justice of the High Court of Himachal Pradesh in April 2013. Thereafter, he was appointed as the 22nd Chief Justice of Madhya Pradesh High Court in November 2013. He was elevated as a Judge of the Supreme Court of India in May 2016, and while working as the Judge of the Supreme Court, he was nominated as the Chairman of the Mahanadi Water Disputes Tribunal. After demitting office of Judge Supreme Court on the 29th of July 2022, he continued as its full-time chairman of the Mahanadi Water Dispute Tribunal till 8th of March 2024. And it was on the 10th of March 2024, ladies and gentlemen, that he took over as the second chairperson of the Lokpal of India. And I would like to invite here Shri Ajay Tirki ji, the member Lokpal of India, to kindly, on behalf of the entire congregation, as we extend our good wishes and, of course, congratulations of this day, to present a sapling to the chairperson, Lokpal of India. With a very distinguished judicial career, ladies and gentlemen, his leadership promises to fortify the Lokpal's role as an independent and powerful institution for promoting transparency, accountability, and a fight against corruption. And now, as we open the dialogue, I would like to request and invite Honorable Shri Justice Lingappa Narayana Swamy, the Honorable Judicial Member of Lokpal, for his welcome remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, on your screens, in fact, we can see him here. हमारे साथ श्री अन्ना हजारे जी हैं और उनका हम कोटि कोटि उन्हें प्रणाम कर उनका हार्दिक स्वागत करते हैं। हम सभी जानते हैं कि लोकपाल के स्थापना में उनका जो योगदान रहा है, जो संघर्ष रहा है, और आज जब हम पहला लोकपाल दिवस यहाँ पर मना रहे हैं, उनकी भूमिका बहुत अहम रही है। तो अन्ना हजारे जी, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे साथ आज के इस कार्यक्रम में सम्मिलित होने का। और इसके साथ अब मैं आमंत्रित करती हूँ ऑनरेबल श्री जस्टिस लिंगप्पा नारायण स्वामी जी को, दी ऑनरेबल जुडिशियल मेंबर ऑफ लोकपाल, फॉर हिज वेलकम रिमार्क्स।
Good evening, everyone. Honorable Chief Justice, Chief Guest Sri Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Chief Justice of India, Honorable Chairperson Justice A.M. Khanvilkar, Learned Attorney General of India, Shri R. Venkatramani, Shri Justice Santosh Hegde, Padma Bhushan Shri Anna Hazare ji, he is available. Respected judges of the Supreme Court, Chief Justices and judges of the High Courts, former members of the Lokpal, Chairperson, statutory tribunals, Lokayuktas from different states, chancellors, vice chancellors of national law universities, Solicitor General and other law officers, office bearers of the Bar Council of India, office bearers of Supreme Court and High Court Bar Associations, Deputy Controller and Auditor General of India, Central Bureau of Investigation, Central Vigilance Commission, Central Vigilance Officers, Enforcement Directorate, Delhi Police and other investigation agencies, other distinguished guests, including the friends from print and electronic media, a very warm and heartfelt welcome to each one of you. As we gather here today to commemorate Lokpal Day, this occasion holds immense significance not only as a day of reflection, but as a reaffirmation of our collective movement. It is with great honor and deep respect that we welcome our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Chief Justice, Supreme Court of India, to this momentous event. Sir, your exemplary leadership and unwavering dedication to justice and fairness have been beacon of inspiration for all of us. Your esteemed presence here today is a privilege for us, and we are profoundly grateful for the honor of having you with us. As this occasion, I welcome Attorney General of India, Shri R. Venkatramani, for his valuable guidance in finalizing the proposed rules and regulations for the Lokpal. Sir, you are also welcome for this one, sir. I also welcome Honorable Justice N. Santosh Hegde, former Judge of the Supreme Court of India and a Lokayukta of State of Karnataka, whose contributions for establishment of the Lokpal as an institution is unmatched. We are also blessed to have Padma Bhushan Shri Anna Hazare with us virtually, who is well known for his role in passing of the Lokpal Act. I extend warm greetings to one and all present here in the audience and connected virtually also. Today, as we observe this important occasion, we are reminded of the tremendous responsibility that lies before us all. The trust and faith of the people of India are at the heart of our work, and it is our collectively duty to uphold the values of integrity and accountability with the utmost sincerity and diligence. Once again, on behalf of Lokpal, I extend our deepest gratitude and warmest welcome to Shri Justice Sanjeev Khanna ji, our chief guest today. Your esteemed presence, sir, here today elevates the significance of this event, and we eagerly look forward to hearing your invaluable thoughts and guidance. Your words will be undoubtedly inspire us to continue our efforts with renewed passion and resolve, striving to build a more transparent and just India for all. Thank you, and once again, a heartfelt welcome to this special occasion to all. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, for setting the tone in the context of this day with your welcome remarks. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we present you a short film that encapsulates the very essence of Lokpal. Through very compelling visuals and narratives, we highlight the origin of Lokpal. We also highlight the various activities and initiatives which have been taken by Lokpal. And in this film, ladies and gentlemen, you're also going to be seeing some faces, some people who have been instrumental in conceiving and then establishing Lokpal. So let's have a viewing of this film, which has been prepared by the IT department of Lokpal. If you can play the film, please. So that, ladies and gentlemen, has been the stupendous journey of Lokpal, and then the various activities and initiatives which Lokpal has been taking. And we now all seek the leadership and insightful views of the Honorable Chairperson Lokpal. So with all your applause, I would like to request and invite Honorable Shri Justice Ajay Manik Rao Khanvilkar ji to share his thoughts on this occasion.
Good evening, everyone. Esteemed Chief Guest, Sri Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Honorable Chief Justice of India. We thank you for having accepted our request to be the Chief Guest on this momentous occasion. We are conscious of your busy schedule generally, more so today being a Thursday evening. We all know that you and your esteemed colleagues who are present here in significant number will be rushing back to deal with loads of cases waiting for you in your residential office desk. I personally, and on behalf of all the 6 members of the Lokpal, profusely thank you for agreeing to grace this event despite hectic schedule. We earnestly look forward to your erudite and thought-provoking message to all of us present here and others who would be watching this program virtually. Thank you, Chief Justice. We sincerely appreciate the gracious presence of the learned Attorney General of India, Sri R. Venkatramani, for more than one reason. First and foremost, for his invaluable guidance and suggestions given to us while finalizing the proposed general rules, service regulations, and general regulations of the Lokpal, which are, we believe, essential for enhancing the efficiency and functioning of the Lokpal, which are pending approval. We also appreciate that you readily agreed to be with us today, despite your pressing schedule and other important assignments. Thank you, Mr. Attorney General. We are also fortunate to have with us Sri Justice Santosh Hegde, former Judge of the Supreme Court of India, who had propagated for establishment of a high-powered body called the Lokpal of India, and in the making of the Lokpal Act 2013. After the demitting office of the Judge of the Supreme Court of India, you had a dynamic stint as a Lokayukta of the state of Karnataka. It is common knowledge that you took the institution of Ombudsman in that state to a great height. Thank you, sir. We are again blessed to have with us another chief architect of the Lokpal Act, octogenarian Padma Bhushan Sri Anna Hazare. His tirade against the governments of the day and to impel them to enact yet another legislation touching upon the rights of the common man for empowering them with the Right to Information Act is well known. Sir, thank you for being with us and joining virtually. We appreciate your kind gesture. We are truly happy and fortunate to have such significant number of judges of the Supreme Court of India, Chief Justices and judges of the High Courts and of Higher Judiciary of the State of Delhi. Sir, you all have made our event truly triumphant. My esteemed colleagues, present and former members of the Lokpal, on and off the dais, other distinguished guests, including the friends from print and electronic media. I may be excused for not mentioning the names and designations of all the dignitaries present here in this august gathering, though I would have loved to do so. Due to constraint of time, and the list is too long. Hope you all will appreciate my predicament. I cannot resist the temptation of conceding before you all that such an overwhelming presence of high dignitaries on this momentous day has energized all of us present here. It has not only added luster to this event, but also motivated us to be more resolute in the fight against corruption. I stand before you and with profound humility at my command as we commemorate the foundation day of the Lokpal of India, a significant milestone born out of a transformative civil society movement demanding an ombudsman to combat corruption. This day, 16th of January, is not merely a celebration of the establishment of the Lokpal as an autonomous, independent, and sui generis institution. It is also about the portrayal of the resolute commitment of all the like-minded to the core values that form the very foundation of our democracy and espousing corruption-free governance at every level. As is well known, corruption erodes trust in administration. It entails in diversion of resources meant for development, siphoning of public funds meant for the poor, and thus hinder the progress of the nation. The Parliament was conscious that the existing laws and institutions were in place to deal with corruption in public offices, but still felt the need to tackle the menace of corruption head-on, enacting the Lokpal Act of 2013. The Act provides for a robust mechanism to inquire and investigate into the allegations of corruption against the functionaries specified in Section 14 of the Act, including at the highest level in the central government. This Act came into force on 16 January 2014, and by virtue of Section 3 of the Act, a high-powered body consisting of chairperson and 8 members called the Lokpal of India has been established on that day. The body, however, started functioning only from March 2019, consequent to the appointment of the first chairman and 8 members. They initially operated from a temporary accommodation with basic sanctioned encadred staff from the Department of Personnel and Training, which is also known as DOPT, as a transitory arrangement. The same encadred staff given as a transitory arrangement continues to this date, with office presently at Vasant Kunj. The challenges before the Lokpal are ever evolving because the model of corruption is evolving. The nexus between politicians, bureaucrats, and business interests has only grown stronger. That warrants continued vigilance and timely and effective follow-up cleansing mechanism. Despite its limited resources, the Lokpal is working diligently since its inception to fulfill the mandate and its mission. Towards this end, multi-pronged strategies to strengthen the functioning of the Lokpal have been adopted by us. The first of that is the process for registering complaints is being simplified and made more transparent, while strictly adhering to the mandate of the Act to maintain confidentiality of the processes during the pendency of inquiries. Secondly, the efforts are being made to integrate state-of-the-art information technology and systems to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of processes. We are also open to exploring the feasibility of artificial intelligence applications. These tools will facilitate more efficient data management and analysis, expediting our inquiries into allegations of misconduct and enhancing our capacity to respond to emerging challenges. We are prioritizing the recruitment of personnel and specialized expertise, including in forensic, accounting, and cyber investigations to address the increasingly sophisticated nature of corruption. We are also propagating increased collaboration with anti-corruption bureaus, that is CBI, Central Vigilance Commission, CVC, and CBOs, other enforcement agencies, and the judiciary for creating a cohesive and unified front in the fight against corruption. We believe that together we can create a powerful and potent force to expose the entrenched networks of corruption. We are emboldened and grateful for the constructive response given to us by one and all so far. We are simultaneously working on strengthening the public awareness campaigns nationwide to motivate the public to play an active role in promoting transparency and accountability and inform them about their rights and mechanisms available to them for reporting corruption in public offices on real-time basis. We believe that a society aware of its rights and enjoys ease of access to the institution meant to protect them is one step closer to creating an environment that it will no longer tolerate corruption. As the head of the Indian judiciary is with us today, we take this opportunity to request through him to the National Legal Services Authorities, Supreme Court Legal Services Authority, and the State Legal Services Authorities to be proactive in supporting the programs of the Lokpal. By extending assistance through their posts of resource persons, they can play a pivotal role in spreading awareness about our programs and ensure that even those standing at the last mile of the country are not left behind in accessing justice and holding public offices accountable. We also urge upon the legal fraternity and leaders of the Bar Council of India and the bar associations to join the fight against corruption by taking forward the awareness programs of the Lokpal. We wish to create an environment that the public must feel empowered to report any instance of corruption, knowing that their complaint will be taken seriously. We are also continuously working on enhancing the efficiency of inquiry and investigation mechanisms on case-to-case basis to ensure that justice is delivered objectively, swiftly, and effectively. As we move forward, our responsibility is bound to become more challenging than ever before. We are equally confident in our abilities to overcome the challenges. In this regard, I am reminded of the timeless wisdom of Mahatma Gandhi ji, who aptly said, and I quote, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others," unquote. These words resonate deeply with the core of our mission as we remain steadfast in our commitment to serving the people of India with the highest sense of duty and dedication. We are conscious that our presence in the society is growing, and with your support, we will continue to expand our reach, improve our processes, and strengthen the public's trust in this institution. I extend my profound gratitude to all those who have supported us on this important journey. To those who are yet to come forward, I strongly urge you to do so, and be rest assured that we are here to serve you and protect the public interests. Let us unite in accomplishing the vision of a corruption-free Bharat, a vision where integrity, accountability, and justice will prevail at every level of governance. Finally, I wish to express my heartfelt thanks to all the officials of the Lokpal and to all others, including the officials of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, for creating the animated film at a short notice, which we are going to witness now, and also the officials of this stunning auditorium, whose invaluable contributions have played a crucial role in making this event a resounding success. Your commitment and efforts have been instrumental in bringing us to this significant juncture. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, sir, for your message on this occasion, highlighting the very vision and mission of Lokpal, and further inspiring everyone to be joining Lokpal in creating a Samrid Bharat, a Shresth Bharat, and a corruption-free Bharat. Thank you very much, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate this historic day, it is only fitting that we recognize and we felicitate individuals, personalities who have been part of this journey and because of whom we have Lokpal. उन सभी को सम्मानित करने का, उनको धन्यवाद करने का आज का ये विशेष दिन है. And this country, in fact, owes a lot to them towards the very establishment of Lokpal. So today we are going to be recognizing three such personalities, And I would like to request our Honorable Chief Guest, the Honorable Chief Justice of India, to kindly bestow the honor. May I request you, sir, to please step forward as we extend this honor to three remarkable personalities whose conceiving and shaping Lokpal stands outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, our recognition to Honorable Attorney General of India, Shri R. Venkataramani. We present him a shawl and a memento. And please join us, ladies and gentlemen, as we express our deep-felt and sincere appreciation and regards to him. Shri R. Venkataramani, the Attorney General of India, has been instrumental in guiding the Lokpal pro bono in articulating the much required statutory framework for the efficient working of the Lokpal in the form of rules and regulations which are being examined by the competent authority for according approval, followed by publication. Our esteemed regards to Honorable Shri Justice N. Santosh Hegdeji. Ladies and gentlemen, we honor him, someone who's played a pivotal role in formulating the legal framework, the Lokpal and the Lokayukt Act 2013 for the establishment of Lokpal. He, ladies and gentlemen, is a beacon of integrity and justice, known for his unwavering commitment to truth and accountability. His distinguished career, marked by a relentless pursuit of fairness, has inspired countless individuals in the fight against corruption and towards upholding of constitutional values. He, ladies and gentlemen, has been a man of great wisdom, courage, principle. Justice Hegde's contribution to India's legal and public spheres are invaluable. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Honorable CJ, sir. And देवी सज्जनों, और अब हम सम्मानित करना चाहेंगे. We would like to honor a man whose name, in fact, is synonymous with Lokpal. A man who resonates the very spirit of India's fight against corruption. हमारे साथ आपकी स्क्रीन पर हैं आदरणीय पद्म भूषण श्री अन्ना हजारे जी. नैतिक शक्ति और अटूट संकल्प का प्रतीक, विचार और कार्य में एक सच्चे गांधीवादी, न्याय और सुशासन के लिए एक अथक योद्धा, साधना, सादगी और समर्पण का प्रतीक आदरणीय श्री अन्ना हजारे जी. और हमारे साथ वो अपने गांव रालेगंज सिद्धि से, जो कि ज़िला अहमदनगर महाराष्ट्र में है, वहाँ से जुड़ रही हैं. देवी सज्जनों, आज हम आदरणीय श्री अन्ना हजारे जी को सम्मानित करते हैं, जिनका नाम हर भारतीय के दिल में एक प्रेरणा के रूप में अंकित है. अन्ना जी ने लोकपाल की स्थापना के लिए जो संघर्ष किया, वे न केवल एक आंदोलन था, बल्कि ये पूरे देश के लिए एक जागृति का संदेश था. उन्होंने सत्य, अहिंसा, पारदर्शिता के आधार पर इस आंदोलन का नेतृत्व किया और हर भारतीय को यह एहसास कराया कि हम सभी को मिलकर एक भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त भारत के निर्माण के लिए कार्य करना होगा. उनकी अपार ऊर्जा, दृढ़ संकल्प नेतृत्व ने पूरे देश को एकजुट किया. जन लोकपाल आंदोलन ने यह दिखाया कि अगर उद्देश्य पवित्र हो और नेतृत्व सच्चे हों, तो करोड़ों लोग उस उद्देश्य के साथ खड़े हो सकते हैं. अन्ना जी का ये योगदान केवल कानून या संस्थाओं की स्थापना तक सीमित नहीं है, बल्कि उन्होंने भारत के हर एक नागरिक को ये विश्वास दिलाया कि लोकतंत्र में जनता की शक्ति सर्वोपरि है. उनके नेतृत्व ने भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त भारत के विचार को हमारी राष्ट्रीय चेतना में सबसे आगे ला दिया, जिससे लोकपाल संस्था की स्थापना को गति मिली. देवी सज्जनों, विनम्र अभिव्यक्ति वाले व्यक्ति, भारत के भ्रष्टाचार विरोधी आंदोलन के अग्रदूत आदरणीय श्री अन्ना हजारे जी को हम कोटि कोटि प्रणाम कर उनका सम्मान करते हैं. और हमारे साथ श्री विनोद कुमार जी, हमारे अंडर सेक्रेटरी लोकपाल, उनके गांव में वहां पर उपस्थित हैं. उनसे मैं निवेदन करती हूं कि हम सभी की तरफ से वे आदरणीय श्री अन्ना हजारे जी को सम्मानित करें. देवी सजनों, अन्ना हजारे जी हमारे साथ यहाँ पर उपस्थित नहीं हो सके, पर उन्होंने अपना संदेश हमें भेजा है और उनके संदेश को मैं आप सभी के लिए यहाँ पर पढ़ना चाहूँगी। आई रिक्वेस्ट द डिग्निटरीज टू बी काइंडली टेकिंग योर सीट्स। अन्ना जी, आप की परमिशन के साथ मैं आपके संदेश को यहाँ पर सभी के लिए पढ़ती हूँ। और देवी सजनों, अन्ना जी का ये संदेश उनकी नज़र से जो लोकपाल की स्थापना की यात्रा रही है, वह ये संदेश दर्शाता है। 1966 में देश में प्रशासनिक सुधार आयोग की स्थापना की गई। प्रशासनिक सुधार आयोग की सिफारिश के अनुसार 1966 से 2011 तक विभिन्न राजनीतिक दलों के कार्यकाल के दौरान लोकपाल विधायक 8 बार संसद में पेश किया गया, लेकिन पास नहीं हो सका। देश में लोकपाल कानून बने, इसलिए 5 अप्रैल 2011 को दिल्ली के जंतर मंतर पर अनशन शुरू किया गया। इस आंदोलन के बाद सरकार एक संयुक्त मसौदा समिति बनाने पर सहमत हुई। संयुक्त मसौदा समिति ने जो ड्राफ्ट बनाया था, उसे सरकार ने स्वीकार नहीं किया। इसलिए 16 अगस्त 2011 को दिल्ली के रामलीला मैदान में आंदोलन करने का निर्णय लिया गया। कुल 13 दिन तक अनशन किया गया। प्रधानमंत्री जी के लिखित आश्वासन के बाद अनशन खत्म कर दिया गया। सरकार ने कानून बनाने के लिए जो आश्वासन दिया था, उसके मुताबिक कार्यवाही नहीं की गई। इसलिए 27 और 28 दिसंबर 2011 को फिर से मुंबई के आज़ाद मैदान में भूख हड़ताल शुरू की गई। सरकार से 2 साल पत्राचार कर फिर से 10 दिसंबर 2013 को रालेगढ़ सिद्धि में अनशन शुरू किया गया। देश फिर खड़ा हुआ। आंदोलन को गति मिली। देश के विभिन्न हिस्सों में फिर से आंदोलन शुरू हो गया। अंततः सरकार को झुकना पड़ा। केंद्र सरकार ने संसद का विशेष सत्र बुलाया। अनशन के 7वें दिन 17 दिसंबर 2013 को राज्यसभा ने लोकपाल बिल पारित कर दिया। अगले दिन 18 दिसंबर 2013 को लोकसभा ने भी लोकपाल बिल पारित कर दिया। फिर 1 जनवरी 2014 को महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी ने उनके द्वारा लोकपाल विधेयक पर हस्ताक्षर किए गए। लोकपाल अधिनियम को 16 जनवरी 2014 को राजपत्रित किया गया और लोकपाल अधिनियम 48 वर्षों के बाद पहली बार अस्तित्व में आया। लेकिन सरकार लोकपाल की नियुक्ति नहीं कर रही थी। इसलिए 23 मार्च 2018 को देश में लोकपाल नियुक्ति की मांग को लेकर दिल्ली के रामलीला मैदान में अनशन आंदोलन शुरू हो गया। इसके बाद सरकार ने 27 सितंबर 2018 को न्यायमूर्ति रंजना प्रकाश देसाई की अध्यक्षता में लोकपाल की नियुक्ति के लिए 8 सदस्यीय समन्वय समिति नियुक्त की। अंततः 23 मार्च 2019 को देश के पहले लोकपाल की नियुक्ति की गई और उन्हें शपथ दिलाई गई। न्यायमूर्ति पिनाकी चंद्र घोष जी देश के पहले लोकपाल के रूप में नियुक्त किए गए। 2010 में शुरू हुआ ये जन आंदोलन लंबे संघर्ष के बाद 2019 में सफल हुआ और आज 16 जनवरी 2025 को ये दिवस लोकपाल दिवस के रूप में मनाया जा रहा है और हर साल ये देश में 16 जनवरी लोकपाल दिवस मनाया जाएगा। इसलिए देश के माननीय लोकपाल न्यायमूर्ति अजय खानविलकर जी को मैं विशेष रूप से धन्यवाद देता हूँ। 90 साल की उम्र और स्वास्थ्य ठीक ना होने के कारण आज जो लोकपाल दिवस के अवसर पर ये कार्यक्रम हो रहा है, इसलिए मैं उपस्थित नहीं हो पा रहा हूँ। इसके लिए मैं क्षमा याचना करता हूँ और लोकपाल दिवस की सभी देशवासियों को शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। भवदीय आदरणीय अन्ना हजारे जी। अन्ना हजारे जी, आपका पुनः बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और आपकी जो योगदान रहा है बहुत अहम रहा है लोकपाल के स्थापित होने में, आपका उसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request and invite Honorable Shri R. Venkataramani ji to kindly say a few words on this occasion.
In the presence of several tall personalities here, assembled to reflect on the importance of a very, very important institution in the public life of this country. I only go back in my memory lane as my first brush with corruption was as a student of law, when my venerable teacher, Professor Madhav Menon, initiated a legal aid clinic run every Thursday in the law college. The person in question was an ordinary tahsildar, but the victim was a much more poor person, a poor woman who could not get her record of rights in good time. So I was a very passionate student and inspired by Professor Menon's great initiative. So the next morning when this issue came, the next morning I took my bicycle and ran up to the Tahsildar's office. And I asked him, what are you doing? He looked at me very strangely, saying, who are you? And that was an upsetting question. I said, I am so-and-so, studying law, and I am sent here by none else than the principal of the law college. He said, I don't recognize any such people. And that enraged me much more. So I came back to Professor Menon and said, sir, this is something so serious that an institution like this is not recognized by such a small person as the Tahsildar. He said, ask me what you do. I said, call the Tahsildar here and call the secretary also here. And that's how probably you should lock horns with corruption. And he was able to get both of them. And I'm not talking about what happened thereafter, but the importance of the passion that I think every one of us carry in our hearts as students. I think we will continue to carry it till we find that this society, this great Bharat, can say that we have been able to uproot corruption in our public life. I had many more such incidents. My case is again, the first case was a legal aid case when an MLA who belonged to a scheduled caste was almost about to deprive another poor woman of a landed property. So that's how you get exposed to as a student. And now I still carry those impressions in my life. I ask myself a question in this high office, how much can you extend your heart, your mind, and your sweep of your office to be able to look into the tentacles of corruption in known and unknown places. I am deeply humbled by Justice Kanvilkar calling me here today to be a part of this wonderful institution, and the invitation to be able to serve this institution, I think, in many more ways to come. But I conclude my reflection. Yesterday, while I went to Mr. Venugopal's house after a small event, coming back, I saw in a corner a policeman almost holding the hands of a poor man in his rickety two-wheeler and catching his mobile as if he's snatching the mobile away. For a moment, I thought I should stop my vehicle and ask this man not to do anything that's unseemly. But as things would have it, in a busy traffic hold-up, and things couldn't happen like that, I came back home feeling how I wish I could have probably caught hold of the policeman in the same way he was getting hold of the hands of a poor innocent woman. So I think if you're able to catch this passion in our hearts as a passion for, I think, the most important passion in life, that to never suffer injustice, we would have done our day for ourselves and done our day for the rest of the country. Thank you, sir, for calling me today evening.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your experiences and further inspiring everyone to never be taking injustice and raising your voice. Thank you very much, sir. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you another short film. And as our Honorable Chairperson had mentioned, this is an animated film which has been prepared by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. This is a film that once again represents the nation's commitment to a corruption-free governance and how we as individuals, as responsible citizens of this country, can play an important role in creating a corruption-free society, a corruption-free India. So let's have a view-in of this film.
क्या आपका आमना सामना हुआ जब आपको रिश्वत देनी पड़ी, न्याय पाने में देरी हुई, गलत कामों के लिए कोई जवाबदेही नहीं, आर्थिक धांधली, सरकारी कर्मचारी द्वारा अनुचित लाभ प्राप्त करना, लोकपाल का लक्ष्य सरकारी अधिकारियों की जवाबदेही तय करना। लोकपाल भ्रष्टाचार से लड़ने के लिए भारत का ऑम्बड्समैन। भ्रष्टाचार एक ऐसी घातक बीमारी है जो प्रभावित करती है हमें, हमारे समाज को, हमारे राष्ट्र को। लेकिन जरूरी है कि बतौर नागरिक आप अपने अधिकार पहचानो, अपनी आवाज उठाओ, भ्रष्टाचारियों की शिकायत करो, स्वयं लोकपाल के दफ्तर में या फिर डाक से या ऑनलाइन। लोकपाल के पास कोई शिकायत ऑनलाइन दर्ज कराने के लिए भारत के लोकपाल की आधिकारिक वेबसाइट पर जाएं, होम पेज पर लॉन्च कंप्लेंट या शिकायत दर्ज कराएं पर क्लिक करें, अपनी ईमेल आईडी और मोबाइल नंबर के साथ एक अकाउंट बनाकर रजिस्टर करें, अपनी डिटेल डालकर लॉगिन करें और आप जिस तरह की शिकायत करना चाहते हैं उसे चुनें। ऑनलाइन शिकायत फॉर्म को सही जानकारी के साथ भरें। इसमें निजी जानकारी, शिकायत की किस्म और उसे साबित करने वाले यदि कोई दस्तावेज हैं तो उन्हें अटैच करें। आवश्यक दस्तावेजों या सबूतों की स्कैन की गई प्रतियों को निर्धारित फॉर्मेट में अपलोड करें। फॉर्म की ध्यान से जांच करें और सुनिश्चित करें कि आपने सभी आवश्यक जानकारियां दे दी हैं। अब शिकायत अपलोड कर दें। अपनी शिकायत को भविष्य में ट्रैक करने के लिए एक्नॉलेजमेंट और रेफरेंस नंबर नोट कर लें। लोकपाल आपकी शिकायत की समीक्षा करेंगे, कार्यवाही करेंगे। अपडेट पर पोर्टल के जरिए नजर रखी जा सकती है। शिकायतकर्ता की पहचान गुप्त रखी जाएगी। लोकपाल ऐसे अधिकारियों के खिलाफ भ्रष्टाचार की शिकायतों की जांच करता है जिन्होंने देश के प्रशासन से जुड़ा काम किया है या कर रहे हैं, ताकि पारदर्शिता और न्याय सुनिश्चित किया जा सके। लोकपाल के अधिकार क्षेत्र में शामिल हैं केंद्र में सर्वोच्च पद तक के मंत्री, संसद सदस्य, केंद्र सरकार के ए, बी, सी और डी समूहों के अधिकारी और कर्मचारी, कोई भी बोर्ड, कॉरपोरेशन, अथॉरिटी, कंपनी या सोसाइटी जो संसद के किसी एक्ट के तहत बनी हो, जिसका पूरा या कुछ बजट केंद्रीय सरकार से आता हो। लोकपाल भारत का एक कदम भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त भविष्य की ओर, क्योंकि न्याय आपका अधिकार है और जवाबदेही है इसकी कुंजी।
So, ladies and gentlemen, we can be responsive, responsible, and working with Lokpal towards creating a corruption-free India. And now, as we all await to be led and guided by our Honorable Chief Guest, the Honorable Chief Justice of India, I request Honorable Shri Justice Sanjeev Khanna ji to please address the congregation.
Namaste and a very good evening. It's been my honor and a privilege to sit next to Justice Santosh Hegde, one of the most prominent persons and faces in India's fight against corruption. It was also a big honor to see Sri Anna Hazare, who had led the movement, one of the largest public movements, social movements against corruption in recent times, and was responsible for the act which has led to establishment of the Lokpal in India. Sri Justice A.M. Khanwilkar, Chairperson Lokpal, Sri R. Venkataramani, Attorney General of India, Sri Justice Sanjay Yadav, Sri Justice Elin Swami, members Lokpal, judges from the Supreme Court, Chief Justices, judges from the High Court, dignitaries and esteemed guests. It has been 75 years since Constitution of India was adopted. Ask any young student what democracy is, and they're likely to respond with the familiar words: a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But as citizenry ages and matures, much like our Constitution has, we learn that democracy is far more complex and nuanced. It is not a static ideal. Democracy is a living, breathing system that demands vigilance, restraint, action, and above all, a strong referee institutions. Institutions which can check and balance power. The principle of separation of powers enshrined in our Constitution underscores that each government branch is a referee in the arena of constitutional democracy. The judiciary, of course, is a critical referee institution, but the executive and the legislation also play their roles, acting as a check on themselves and other institutions. Beyond these three pillars of government, we have free press and social media, which is the eye and the ear of the common citizens. Our Constitution also envisages independent bodies like the Central Vigilance Commission and an election watchdog like the Election Commission, which serves as referees through distinct constitutional mandates. Indeed, investigative institutions like the police are also mandated by law to play the role of the referee. We are gathered here to celebrate the establishment of another referee, the Lokpal. An embodiment of hope of billions of Indians, the Lokpal underpins the principle central to our democracy, that power must be yielded responsibly, and that governance must be anchored to ethics, accountability, and transparency. Lokpal is paramount for a constitutional scheme because it carries the antidote to the poison of corruption, a menace which has bedeviled democracies across the world. As we reflect on the significance of Lokpal, I like to draw attention to the doctrine of public trust and its importance. The doctrine is best understood through a fundamental question: why do ordinary citizens repose faith in a democratic system of governance? Citizens trust the government to fulfill their aspirations, to live life with dignity, to freely speak their minds, and to overcome socio-economic challenges. This trust, the belief that the governments will act fairly and in best public interest, is the invisible force that makes the democracy work. Without this trust, no system, how intricate or well-designed, can function effectively. Public trust, therefore, is sine qua non for any constitutional democracy. In democracies, the voters have the power to use the ballot box as their voice to reward the leaders who have upheld public trust and reject those who have betrayed it. It is this faith that drives the ordinary citizens year after year, election after election, to show up and cast their votes. Legitimacy and faith in judiciary depends upon the public trust. Together, elected governments and independent referee institutions weave a robust and resilient form of governance. Their legitimacy is continually assessed and evaluated against the expectations and confidence placed on them by the populace, that is, the public trust. However, when moral turpitudes like corruption and bribery creep into governance, this public trust begins to erode. Distrust goes in the hearts and minds of the citizen, and this distrust is dangerous. History has shown us time and again that distrust can breed political and economic instability, sow deep divisions within the society, and sometimes even lead to violence. It is therefore the solemn duty of democratic institutions to safeguard against this erosion and build public trust. This is the very social contract between the government and the citizens. The ability of a little man or woman to hold the big and the powerful accountable. Nobel laureate Amartya Sen aptly conveys this when he says, "No substantial famine has ever occurred in an independent country with democratic form of government and a relatively free press." When you have truly democratic form of governance, the society experiences less turmoil and few internal disturbances. Democracy fosters peace and harmony, creating a society oriented towards common good. Of course, the progress under democracy may be slow, as there may be few initial hiccups. But this merely is because of inclusive nature of democracy, which demands a conciliatory approach, a willingness to hear and respect diverse perspectives before arriving at decisions. The impact of this democratic process runs far deeper than it may appear. However, a hydra-headed monster of corruption has long plagued Indian society, acting as a significant barrier in their democratic ideals. For 2 centuries, India experienced colonial rule, which systematically exploited and plundered the country's wealth. Some studies estimate that as much as nearly 5 trillion was looted from India between 1765 to 1838. After independence, the vision of corruption-free society was not new, and after independence, we had chartered a new course of action, and I would like to quote what Mahatma Gandhi had said a few months after we had got independence. "It is the duty of all leading men, wherever their persuasion or party, to safeguard the dignity of India. That dignity can't be saved if misgovernment and corruption flourish. Misgovernment and corruption always go together. It is everyone who's going to think of himself only and not about others, then what will happen?" He had further observed, "I hold self-government is not an end in itself, but only means to a good government. The test of good government lies in the largest good for the people with minimum controls. A system of government can fail if people do not show scrupulous honesty and feeling of brotherhood. Empirical studies have shown that poor pay the highest percentage of their incomes in bribes. They are often preyed upon because they lack the power to complain, and unlike their richer and powerful counterparts. Equally, other disadvantaged groups are left worse off by corruption. For example, the World Bank report shows that women in particular bear a disproportionate burden as they rely heavily on public services which are affected by corruption. Similarly, other marginalized groups like disadvantaged castes are severely impacted as they depend upon public services more than their privileged counterparts. Privileged elites often use their influence to secure favorable policies and results. A vice-like grip of corruption thus increases inequality, and inequality breeds more corruption. A 2005 study revealed that while high-profile scams amounted for nearly 35,000 crores annually, the bribes paid for accessing everyday government services is equally high, of about 21,000 crores. These figures may not be correct because these are figures which have been derived from the studies which have been made by going through the groups. The scale of corruption, therefore, is not limited to bigger newsworthy scams, but also lies hidden in plain sight, everyday life of India's social and economically disadvantaged. Corruption can also lead to unfair determination of government contracts. with awards being favoring friends, relatives, business associates, or well-connected elites. This kind of corruption is referred to as illegal distribution of state largesse, which disguises itself in sophisticated legal frameworks. Consider the implications. When below poverty line cards are wrongly issued to the affluent, we divert crucial resources from the families to those who are genuinely needing them and in distress. When public housing is allocated to the elites at below market prices, it significantly undermines the principle of equality envisaged in our Constitution. When examination papers are leaked, it shatters the dreams and aspirations of countless students across the country, deeply affecting their public education right and ability to secure jobs. Each instance of such corruption directly diminishes our capacity to protest and support the most vulnerable citizen. It diminishes public trust. Today, India has several statutory mandates in place which wage a constant battle against corruption. For example, the Right to Information Act subjects all public authorities, whether constitutional, statutory, or substantially financed by the government, to public scrutiny. There are information commissioners who ensure access to public records. Anti-corruption measures must go hand in hand with information availability. They must give the citizens real power to act. Enactment of the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988 led to consolidation of anti-corruption laws on public servants. The legislation penalizes both public servants being bribed as well as the bribe giver, including private organizations. To maximize the objectives of the legislation, the court have also adhered to expansive interpretation of the term public servant. The Act also prescribes a trial under the Act to be conducted on day-to-day basis with a completion time limit of 2 years. This is extendable by the special judge for not more than 4 years ordinarily. There are also several decisions of the Supreme Court which have interpreted, modified, and clarified our anti-corruption jurisprudence. In Omkar Lal Bajaj versus Union of India, the Supreme Court held that the cardinal principle of governance in a civilized society is based on the rule of law, not only that there should be transparency, but must create an impression that the decision-making was motivated by consideration of probity. The government has to rise above the nexus of vested interests, nepotism, and window dressing. The act of governance has to withstand the test of judiciousness, impartiality, avoid arbitrary or capricious actions. In Public Interest Foundation versus Union of India, this court held that despite heavy anti-corruption mandate prescribed by our Indian Constitution, Indian democracy has been steadily increasing in level of criminalization, which is creeping into the Indian polity. This strikes at the very root of democratic form of government by making citizenry suffer at the hands of elite and the powerful. In Sita Soren versus Union of India, a 7-judges bench of the Supreme Court of India held that legislatures could not claim immunity under Articles 105 or 194 of the Constitution for receiving bribes in contemplation of vote or speech in the legislature. In Neeraj Datta versus State Government of NCT of Delhi, the Constitutional Bench of the Supreme Court held that public officials must be prosecuted and convicted for accepting bribes based upon circumstantial evidence. This is evidence that supports the relevant fact or issue but does not directly provide proof. Thus, in cases where the complainant has passed away, turned hostile, or is unavailable, the trial does not automatically result in acquittal. The demand for bribe can be proven based upon circumstantial evidence produced by other witnesses. At the international stage, ombudsman institutions have gained significant prominence as independent anti-corruption watchdogs. Many countries have established these bodies to uphold transparency and accountability. The mandate of ombudsman institutions presently vary, but they broadly fulfill the following critical roles: accepting and dealing with complaints against public administration. And I'm happy, Justice Khanwilkar just now pointed out, that they have now taken out the film and they have an online portal on which persons, ordinary citizens, can now raise their complaints, which will be dealt with then by the Lokpal. He has also mentioned and requested that NALSA and our state legal services authorities can help and educate and inform the public, because till there is access to the portal, we will not be able to get relevant number of complaints. The second most important part of ombudsman is mediation between the citizens and public administration. Thirdly, increasing access to information, protection of human rights, anti-discrimination, and whistleblower protection. The institutions which we have created in the form of Lokpal are extremely important. But like a good constitution, it requires the good persons to man them. We are often reminded of what Dr. Ambedkar had said when we adopted the Indian Constitution. However good constitution may be, if those who are implementing it are not good, it will prove to be bad. However, a bad constitution may be, if those who are implementing are good, it proves to be good. These words carry a lot of wisdom in them. These words are the words which will establish the institution, make it believe, have public faith and trust. The Lokpal has the power to order investigations through their own team and other agencies. They oversee these investigations carefully and, based upon the findings, can gather and approve legal action or conclude the case if no wrongdoing is found. Importantly, when the case goes to trial, the law requires them to be completed within 1 year. The Lokpal, led by the chairperson, who must be either a former Chief Justice of India, a Supreme Court judge, or an eminent person with exceptional qualification and anti-corruption work. Its members and support team comprises of participants from both executive and the judiciary. The complementary nature of the personnel ensures that the Lokpal combines judicial experience, proven expertise, and true social representation of its mission to protect the governance. I have referred to this in the context of the persons, the quote which I had just now referred to from Dr. Ambedkar. While Lokpal's performance so far demonstrates its potential, some challenges persist. Mere establishment of Lokpal does not solve the problem of corruption. For the Lokpal to realize its full potential, it must coordinate seamlessly with existing bodies such as Central Vigilance Commission and other referee agencies. Smooth collaboration is essential for gathering evidence, pursuing investigation, filling charges without undue democratic drag. The Lokpal's success will hinge on public trust, which happens through performance, objectivity, independence, and fairness. Its success is also contingent on the engaged citizenry determined to root out corruption. Since citizens play an indispensable role in the fight against corruption, for it is they who file complaints and testify against the corrupt officers. Educating and enabling the public to know how to engage with the Lokpal systems remains central to its success. To conclude, our fight against corruption must aim to strengthen democracy and public trust. Institutionally, we must ground our actions on principle of open societies, balancing human rights with deterrence. Simply put, we must do anti-corruption democratically. On this important equation, let us reaffirm our commitment to these goals. Happy Lokpal Day to everyone, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Honorable C.J. sir, for your very enlightening words, which have truly added a lot of depth and meaning to our celebrations. Your highlighting the ill effects of corruption has definitely aroused our consciousness and inspired us towards our duty and responsibility towards our fight against corruption. Your address, sir, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to highlight here, has not only showcased here, highlighted the very important role of Lokpal in upholding justice and accountability, but also has guided us towards a more pronounced role of Lokpal. It has inspired us all to reaffirm our commitment to these core values. Thank you once again, sir, for your very profound words and being a pillar of inspiration for all of us. Thank you, sir. And now, at the end, I would like to request Honorable Shri Justice Sanjay Yadav, the Honorable Judicial Member of Lokpal, to kindly deliver a formal vote of thanks.
A very good evening. Today our hearts are filled with gratitude and joy. Let us be grateful to the people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. We would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable Chief Justice of India, Sri Justice Sanjeev Khanna, for gracing this occasion of Foundation Day of Lokpal of India being celebrated for the first time. You were kind enough to accept our invitation despite your extremely busy schedule. Your presence is a blessing and an honor for us. We are deeply honored by the gracious presence of Attorney General of India, Sri R. Venkataramani. We express our gratitude for joining us in this event and adding grandeur to the program, and especially for his guidance in articulating the much required statutory framework in finalizing proposed rules and regulations for Lokpal. We express our heartfelt gratitude to Sri Justice N. Santosh Hegde, former Judge of Supreme Court of India and former Lokayukt, Karnataka, who has been a pivotal figure in formulating the legal framework for establishment of the Lokpal. We are blessed to have Padma Bhushan Sri Anna Hazare with us today virtually. We are extremely thankful to him. We are also thankful to Sri Justice A.M. Khanvilkar, our chairperson, who is the source of inspiration and energy for providing guidance for this function. Our thanks to the judges of Supreme Court, Chief Justice of the High Courts, judges of the courts in Delhi, Lokayukt from different states, chairperson of the tribunal. Our special thanks to my companion, former and present sister and brother members for being a part of this event and making it a success. Our special thanks to all the dignitaries whose presence have added grace to this occasion. Our thanks to the officials of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting for producing such an impressive film at short notice, giving wholesome information about the Lokpal and the manner of activating the complaint process. Lastly, I extend my gratitude to the print and electronic media who helped spread awareness to of the Lokpal Day and its significance, ensuring that this important event reaches the wider audience. We are fortunate enough to have a dedicated team of officers and staff, including IT team, whose untiring efforts have resulted in success of this function. Their contribution cannot go unacknowledged. If by chance we have overlooked anyone to whom we owe our gratitude, I extend a big thank you and pray for God's blessing upon you. I rest with quote by Nani Palkiwala. Luckily, in the midst of all corruption and degradation, decadence and degeneration, India has today a vast number of men dedicated to the ideal of humanizing the human race. Thank you. Jai Hind.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। और देवी सजनों, कार्यक्रम की समाप्ति करते हैं अपने देश, अपने राष्ट्र, अपनी मातृभूमि को शत शत प्रणाम कर। आप सभी से मैं निवेदन करती हूँ अपने स्थान पर खड़े होने के लिए राष्ट्रगान के लिए। Jai Hind. Ladies and gentlemen, would like to request you to kindly be taking your seats, for we'll have group photographs now on the stage, and then we proceed for dinner. And for the first group photograph, I would like to request and invite here on the dais the incumbent members of the Lokpal of India to kindly join us for the group photograph. बाकी सभी से निवेदन है कि आप अपने स्थान पर बने रहें. Just a request to be at your respective seats for some more time, please.